What have you learned during COVID-19?
I have learned that the connections you make with people and the people you meet are more important than the things you do. When the people that I love get taken away from me, like not taken away from me, just I can't see them, I feel like I start to value them more and more.
I'm surprised at how many people don't trust the science behind the vaccines. That's my biggest surprise.
The thing I've learned most is that there's beauty in nature. And, if you just get outside and you put away your phone, that, the world's right there. You got to live more in the present, I think. And I think it also makes us realize that, when we take away globalization, there's so much beauty in your backyard and with your friends and your neighbors and that sort of thing. So
I've learned I don't like working from home. It sounds better than it is.
To really appreciate time with friends and family, and to keep in mind other people and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, appreciate your time, appreciate things that you have.
That's a tough one. I guess I've learned that I value my acquaintances and friendships more than I thought I did. So being locked down has been tough.
Well, one thing I've learned, I suppose, is how much work we can do online, how much we can continue to do online, how much, I used to travel a lot, how much I don't really need to travel as much as I used to, and some of the benefits about it. And I think on the flip side of that, though, one thing I've learned is how important social interaction is, how much I've missed friends, for example, and family, and being able to interact with them. And I think that's been really exposed as well, how important that is.
I learned a lot about myself, actually, because of the pandemic. I was able to, we were all in a lockdown, so I was able to take care of myself mentally, my mental health, and learn a lot about myself that way, and also able to learn a lot more about my family because I spent a lot more time with them. So, yeah, that way too.
What have I learned during COVID-19? Oh, I guess you learn how to be happy with what you got, I guess, right? I mean, a lot of stuff's been taken away from us, but, you got to be thankful for the things that you do have, I would say that.
Oh my gosh, that's a Pandora's box. I think for me, I really learned how interconnected we are, not just as people in St. John's, but also around the globe. Like how a pandemic can go from one end of the world to another end, and also how, as we at a daily level, at a personal level, we have responsibility, and also we have power to reduce the spread of it. And what we choose to do or not to do, we could possibly be actively spreading it. So really, it's scary to think that there's also a lot of power and responsibility within our own hands. But the beautiful part is that we're all connected, we're all in this together, and we gotta choose to take care of each other.
I've learned that people will look for any excuse in a book not to follow government guidelines. I've learned that in order to get ahead in this world, you need to look out for yourself, number one. And the number two thing I learned is hand sanitizer's not that bad.
I've learned that you need to really do a lot of self-care. Being alone a lot, you got to know how to keep busy, how to stay in touch with people remotely. Myself, having family in New Brunswick, I always have to do it virtually. Ill family members as well can play a factor as well, so it's hard.
I guess I've learned that our community is pretty strong, and that there are lots of ways to build community. I work in community organizing, and we were very concerned about how we were going to pivot in the pandemic to mostly online and remote organizing, but it's actually worked out pretty well, and it's allowed us to connect with people across a larger geographical space, and meet and connect with people we wouldn't have if we were just doing our regular thing. So yeah, it was an interesting shakeup, and to be challenged about different ways to connect with people through crisis, and when you can't do the things you're used to doing, like just going out and meeting with people.
That nothing is as solid as it seems. Society is held together by our cooperation at best. That we should be grateful for all we have had, that all we do have in this society. And stop complaining, because you have to wear a face mask for a couple of minutes. I think I learned that we have so much to be grateful for, if I'm honest with you, sir.
We're not as prepared for a pandemic as one would think, I don't think. You know, and I don't think wearing a mask is a big deal. I've learned that some people are going to get upset about their civil rights and issues and that kind of thing. I hear all the time, but I don't agree. I think wearing a mask is not a big deal. I wish we had known more about what we were dealing with, but that's the whole point of a pandemic, is you don't know. You learn as you go.